كما قال تعالى, as Allah Ta'ala, He says, وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُم بِإِحْسَانٍ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. That those who came first and foremost from the Muhajirun and from the Ansar, and those who followed them in good, Allah is pleased with them and they are pleased with Him. So those who follow Sahaba in good, at the first and foremost in every generation, at the first and foremost of what it means, and of the category of individuals who follow Sahaba in good, at the top of them, at the head of them, is the ulama. Is the ulama and the imams of this religion. The imams of this religion. Now, the ulama. And it's really important that this is stressed because, we in a time right now where people, they really don't have no respect for the ulama. Even some people who claim to have respect for the ulama, it becomes clear that they don't have respect for the ulama. But they just use the ulama to fulfill their agenda. But they really ain't got no respect for the ulama. And that becomes clear when the statements of the ulama with them is cheap. But the statements of those who they cling to, who they all admit are not ulama, it becomes the most precious thing. Those students that they cling to, their statement become the most precious thing. Whereas the statement from the sheikh, no, not so much. You bring them a statement from the sheikh, they start trying to explain it. Well, that's not applicable because. Well, that don't really fit here because. Or like we hear a lot of time, oh, that's just general. Right? Well, that's just general. So now, who are you to what? You the one that rules over the statements of the ulama, what we take, what we don't take? Right? But yet when they say something, oh, you better take it. A student will say something, don't question it. How you going to question that, akhi? Only the people of Hizbiyah question these folk. Only the people of Hizbiyah, you understand? Oh, people of Hizbiyah want to come to y'all. But then the alim can say something, we can take it or no. It's our choice. Maybe don't apply. We don't like it here. Don't spread it. Right? You understand? You see what's going on? Shaitan got ways of trying to separate between the shabab and between the ulama. You understand? Because the ulama, warathatul anbiya. The ulama, they are the inheritance of the prophets. They are the inheritors of the prophets. You understand? Talabatul ilm, did the Prophet say that? Did he say that the students of knowledge are the inheritors of the prophets? At-tulab, the students, they're the inheritors of the prophets? No. Who are the inheritors of the prophets? The ulama. You understand? What would be the benefit in separating between the ulama and the people? What's the benefit in doing that? Is because what? The ulama will explain to us exactly what Islam is and exactly what it's not. When people try to play around with the religion, they try to play around with the principles of the deen, the qawaid, the da'wah salafiyya, and so on and so forth. Who is the one that'll call a spade and say, no, that's not right. That's not the correct application. It's who? The ulama. Right? So if you can remove the ulama from the equation, who's there to stop you and to untwist what you have twisted? Nobody. Who's there to govern on what you're saying? To say, no, that's not correct. That's not in compliance to the methodology of the Sahaba. Who's there to call that out? Nobody. Why? Because you have separated people from the ulama. So now the people have no respect for the ulama. Have no respect for the ulama. Why? Because they stop just at you. This is what Abu Muslima tried. You understand? Abu Muslima, this is what he tried. Keep the ulama out of it. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't live here. I know better than them. That's what Abu Muslima always say. He knows better. He's from America. He knows better. They don't know America. They don't know. They can't talk about America. That's what he used to say. You understand? That's what he used to say. In meaning, that's what he used to say. That's what he used to call to. Abu Sama, same thing. Sheikh say something, oh, I can't accept everything from the Sheikh. Based on, you smarter. That's what they all imply. We know better. We smarter. We know better. Yeah, the Sheikh said that, but it's not really applicable because What does it say? You know better than the Sheikh? That's what Abu Muslima said. That's what Abu Usama said. Yas al-Qadhi. What did he say? In meaning. I don't know nobody come and say, oh, that's not the exact word for word. You missed the and, or you know, whatever. You missed a letter here. Right? So I'm saying with meaning. Right? In meaning, what did he say? We have to stop seeking to import scholarship from the East and work on what? Developing it from the West. Why? Because in his assumption, right, the ulama are not equipped to deal with what? With our problems. Because they don't live here. And so on and so forth. Yes, Salaam. What does this man think? Really? What does this man think? You understand? America didn't come with nothing new. The Western society, they didn't come with nothing new that can't be understood from afar. It's nothing new. You understand? It's like, and I give you an example on a lesser level. I'll give you an example on a lesser level. If you are an individual and you grew up in the ghetto, right? And those who live in the ghetto, you can attest to this. If you grew up in the ghetto, in the streets of the ghetto, you can go to any ghetto and pretty much understand how it operates. Because they all operate pretty much the same. The rules is pretty much the same. Right? You understand? I don't have to be from the ghetto in Brazil to know how it operates. Because the ghettos in Patterson is pretty much the same. Same ballpark. You understand? The ghettos in Baltimore, same ballpark as the ghettos in Brooklyn. Same ballpark. Same, down to the same protocols and everything. Same structure, everything. Pretty much the same. When I mean structure, I mean the street, the street element of it. Pretty much same structure. Right? Right or wrong? From Harlem to Chicago to LA, it's pretty much all the same type of stuff. We understand it's the same type of stuff. But anybody in here ever been to Compton? I never been to Compton. I never been to Compton. But you gotta live in Compton to understand how the Bloods and Crips work. You understand that from all the way over here, correct? Right or wrong? You gotta live there and be a part of it. It used to be a Blood or a Crip and Trip set and all that, or whatever they call it, set tripping and all that type of stuff to understand what that is. No. So, and we're people of, alhamdulillah, whatever we have from intelligence, but we all understand and acknowledge and realize that ulama are smarter than us, more intelligent than us. So why, and what would make this man think that ulama don't understand what's going on here in America? Like this some new type of kufr. You understand? It's the same stuff. But in his estimate, they don't understand. So what? We need ulama from the West. What does that mean? That means you sever the people's connection to the ulama. So where do they stop? They stop at you. They stop at who? Mr. Qadi. Or they stop at who? Abu Muslim or Abu Sama. You understand? So now instead of them going back to the ulama, where do the shabab go? They go to these people. So we'll all say, that's wrong. You can't do that. Right? We all agree on it. That's wrong. No, you can't do it. There's no exception to it. But at the same time, what's wrong is wrong. It's wrong for them and it's wrong for whoever else try it. I don't care what their name is. I don't care where they're from. I don't care who said what about them. If you do the same stuff, it's the same thing. It's wrong. We're not going to accept it. No, we're not going to accept it. Be at notice. We're not going to accept that because it's wrong. We're not going to stop at you when we're supposed to take it to the ulama. So why are we going to stop at you for? That's from our religion? No. Says who? Don't say the ulama, say it. Because in essence, what are you trying to make us believe? Do you think we're stupid? Do you think that people are stupid? So you come to the person and say, no, man, you better respect the ulama. You better respect the ulama. And out of respect for the ulama spoke good about me. So listen to the ulama and forget the ulama and go to me because they said something. You understand that? You see how twisted that is? Out of respect, we gotta respect the ulama. But the Sheikh said this. No. We gotta take that back, refer that back to this one and that one. Why? Because the ulama praised them. The ulama say refer back to them. Alright, so the same issue that the Shaykh himself dealt with, he's gonna tell you, but you know what? Forget what I say. Let them deal with it. If that was the case, the Shaykh would have never dealt with it. He just would have referred it. Right or wrong? But if you deal with something, why are you going to refer somebody else to deal with it? For what? You already dealt with it. So now they're playing games. So in essence, what are they doing? They're using a statement of the Shaykh against the same Shaykh. Shaykh so-and-so spoke good about him. Yeah, that same Shaykh said this. The same Shaykh said the same piece of advice that you didn't want to spread and you call it fitna. The same Shaykh is the one that gave us guidelines in this specific situation. But you saying, no, forget what the Shaykh said over there, but listen to what the Shaykh say right here. So now it's picking and choosing what statement from the same Shaykh we're gonna take based upon what? Based upon what you said? So now, are we, in that type of situation, are we really connected to the ulama? Or are we connected to this person who will spoon feed us what he wants? You understand? If you have the ability, and I'm putting this on a lesser level, that's like a person telling you, you just sit here, man, and I will feed you from the buffet what you need. Right? But you have the ability to get up, go to the buffet and make your own plate. Would you just go for that? Just keep your mouth open, like the plane, here it come, open your mouth. Right? And you just sit there and give whatever he want to give you, or would you get up and get your own plate and go to the buffet and get directly from the source? You go directly to the source. Why? Because that makes sense. And if that makes sense when it comes to food, how it doesn't make sense when it comes to guidance and asking questions about a hadith and so on and so forth. If you have the ability to ask Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi about a hadith, you're going to stop at somebody else who's not even a scholar? Not saying, you have the ability to ask the Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi about something. You're going to stop somebody in the street, a student in the street, and say, hey, let me ask you about a hadith. Right in front of the master of the Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi? What sense does that make? Go inside the master and ask the Sheikh. You understand? No. I'm just going to ask the student. He studied Kuliya Hadith. He studied in the school of Hadith. But Sheikh Muhammad Hadi is his teacher. No, I'm going to ask him he studied Hadith. Why am I asking him from ask the Sheikh? Sheikh Ahmed Zubairi, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he reminded me, he taught me a great lesson, subhanallah. He mentioned, and we all know the story, the famous story of the man that asked Imam Malik a number of questions. Right? Imam Malik kept saying, La adri. I don't know. So the man, he said, if you don't know, who know? He said, tell him Malik, say, hell no. Right? Long story short, we all know this. We all know this incident. Anyway, Sheikh Ahmed Zubairi, he mentioned, he said that this individual was from Spain. He was from Andalus. He was from Spain. Was modern day Spain. Right? We all know what Spain is, correct? Geographically. And we know where Medina is, geographically. Right? So this man had to come across all of the north of Africa, right? And you have a lot of Muslim countries there. He had to come across all the Sham, right? Muslim countries, to reach Medina. Sheikh Ahmed Zubairi, he mentions, he said, do you think that vast area was devoid of scholars? Do you think that vast area was devoid of ulama? He said there were ulama in every one of those countries in which he passed through. There was ulama that was there. You understand? He said, but due to the methodology of the Salaf, because the methodology of the Salaf is that you go to the biggest scholar that you have the ability to reach. So because he had the ability to reach Imam Malik, was the Imam Darul Hijrah, one of the greatest scholars in the world at the time, he went straight to what? The biggest one he can reach, which was Imam Malik. And he said, because this is the way of Ahlul Sunnah. This is the way of Ahlul Sunnah. We go to the ulama. Based upon what these people want you to believe, he could have stopped anywhere. He could have stopped anywhere. Not even look for a sheikh, but just find a student who's sitting in his circles. And let's not make it think like the students now is like the students then, but they're not. But in any event, he could have picked one of them and asked his questions. But he didn't. He went to Imam Malik because it's from the Sunnah, it's from the way of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, it's from Salafy to do what? To go to the ulama, and not just the ulama, but the biggest alim that you can have access to. And so on and so forth. But in any event, even a small scholar is bigger than the biggest student. Shaykh. Huh? Even a small scholar is bigger than the biggest student. This is another evil, ugly statement you got going on right now. A sheikh will say something, and what's the response? They'll say something that somebody don't like. You understand? And their response will be, that's just a small sheikh. A small sheikh. But you're the same people that say to stick to the major students. What's a major student? That term don't even exist. But in any event, for argument's sake, let's say major students. A major student rivals or is bigger than a small sheikh? No. Sheikh is still bigger and better. The small sheikh is still bigger and better. So now what sense do it make to say, put major here and then attach it to student and say, no, listen, because the major student said. But then I tell you, sheikh said, you say, no, you're small sheikh. Okay, look, putting small in front of sheikh don't elevate the student because you put big in front of it. You know, don't play no marketing games with us. You understand? That don't work. Don't play no marketing games with us. Man, it is what it is. The sheikh is still bigger. He's still bigger. He's still more knowledgeable. He still has more understanding. You understand? He still has more understanding. He's still more knowledgeable. He still understands better than you. I'm saying people think people stupid. In any event, it is from our methodology that we stick and we have respect to the ulama, and in particular the imams, the likes of, in our time, the likes of Sheikh Rabi', the likes of Sheikh Fawzan, and so on and so forth. Now, the imams of the recent past, the likes of Imam Muqbil, Imam bin Baz, Imam Uthaymeen, Imam Al-Albani, the ulama, the ai is that we speak good about them. We speak good about them because they are those who are following the companions in good. They are at the top and at the head of those who follow the companions in good.